Good afternoon. My name is Chris Evans, your moderator. And today I'm joining with me, my colleague, Mukund Madoff, as we're excited to showcase and demo our ETL and ELT conversion platform. In today's data-driven environment, we're seeing more and more customers, such as yourself, moving from legacy ETL and ELT platforms, such as IBM DataStage, to more of a robust and modern platform like Qlik's Talend Data Fabric. And why are companies and organizations doing this? Maybe as such as yourself, you understand and realize the legacy ETL solutions have many challenges, such as outdated technology, scalability issues, the complexity and high maintenance costs, as well as the limited capabilities that organizations such as yourself need to be data-driven. Because of this, organizations are now looking into Qlik's Talend Data Fabric to give them that full breadth of ETL and ELT capabilities to be more data-driven. And here at Pingahla, we have created a platform that allows organizations such as yourself to quickly migrate from these legacy platforms onto the robust capabilities of Talend Data Fabric. But before we get into the demo, I want to highlight some of the Talend conversion stats and success we've had here at Pingahla, working with different types of organizations and companies, whether it be in communications, finance, and one of our biggest ones and recent customers, being a retail customer, we were able to convert over 22,000 DataStage mappings over to Talend Data Fabric, ultimately saving the customer and millions of dollars where they were originally quoted from a larger Big Four SI firm. Now, within the demo, we're going to walk you through how the conversion platform works and the value that it brings to your organizations. Now, our ELT and ELT conversion accelerator has a unique design and has the capability of converting over to DataStage to Talend Data Fabric, but it also gives you the ability to convert other legacy ETL and ELT solutions, such as the Informaticas, the DBTs, and SSISs of the world. And leveraging the platform in itself allows for a better user experience, as well as providing you the flexibility from migrating from your legacy platform, such as DataStage, to Qlik's Talend. And while leveraging the platform itself here at Pingahla, you're going to see how we adhere to specific customer guidelines. And leveraging the platform allows you to have more customization and customability, leveraging specific components and maplets to be reused. We also support parameterizations and retain and alter the repository structure while supporting sequence jobs, giving you that value add. And within the platform itself, we support all the conversions and components that your legacy platform, such as DataStage, may have, such as migrating your mapping over to a Qlik Talend job, specific components such as your transformer stage to a T-map, your filter stage to a filter map, and so forth. So we have the ability to utilize all the DataStage components and convert them over to a one-to-one Talend component. But how is the Pingahla ETL and ELT conversion platform broken up and made up of? Well, first, what we do is in all of our customers, we leverage the Pingahla ELT ETL analyzer to better understand your environment and understand the types of mappings that you may have in your legacy platforms, such as your DataStage platforms. This analyzer allows us to better understand how complex are your jobs, so that we understand as we process those jobs through the Pingahla accelerator, whether there are 0 to maybe some moderate manual intervention due to outdated components, outdated legacy or improper ways of coding within your legacy environment. Once we put together the report to understand and your baseline of how your DataStage mappings are set today, next then we're going to be able to then convert those DataStage jobs into the Talend and Qlik platform in itself, looking at your lows, mediums, and highs. But rather than just talk about the value and what the Pingahla ETL and ELT conversion platform can do, I'm going to pass this over to my colleague, Mukund Madoff, who's going to be demoing the solution today. With that being said, Mukund?
Thank you, Chris. Let me share my screen. I hope it's visible to all. So before I move into the demo, I just wanted to walk through what all we are going to convert and what would be the process of conversion from the beginning. So this is the data stage environment that we have. So what I'm going to do is convert these four jobs. So the first job is where it reads from a flat file, writes it into a MySQL table. Then we have another one, which is M customer sales. This is where it reads from two Oracle tables, joins, and then there is a transformation within the column and writes into another Oracle table within the same database. So we have the read as well as write from the same database. Now, once you have all the jobs, right, the first step is to export it in an XML format. So DataStage supports multiple formats like DSX, DSX 7-bit encoded, and XML. The conversion platform actually supports the XML format. So let me change the name here. So it's M customer sales.xml. And then you just click on export, export complete, and then you can see this is where the export happens. Now, once you have all of these codes exported, then you're ready to use the platform. Now, for the purpose of this demo, I have exported all these four jobs and have it in my local system. And I'm going to convert from these XMLs. Now, moving on to the actual platform. So the platform is browser-based UI with Python in the backend. The first step is to select what is our source legacy system. In our case, it's DataStage. So let me select DataStage. The next input that the tool wants is the path of the exported workflow. So this is the path. So let me copy this. And where do we want to create the Talend job? So I'm gonna give a folder here. Let's say this, remove DataStage, name it Talend job, or rather Talend code. The next input it requires is a Talend workspace path. Now this is only needed if there are dependencies within the jobs that we want to convert. Now we don't have any here, so we can provide anything. So for now, let's just do drive Talend. And then we need to provide a Talend project name. So this is another subfolder that would get created in the generation path. And that's where the importable Talend job would get generated. So since this is DataStage, let me make it DataStage conversion. Then as Chris talked about, right, the first part of the conversion platform is the analyzer. So we have two options here, analyze and convert. So we click on analyze first. And what it does is that it creates an analysis report at this path. At the same path where we have the legacy code, we go here, it creates analysis report. Now, if we look into the analysis report to see what it provides the path where the analysis of the code, where of the exported code, it provides you the list of all the files and which workflows it has, how many sessions or other sub jobs it has. If the export is only mapping, the workflow name is same as the mapping name and session count will always be 1. Then if you go to the session details, it shows you again the list of mappings and whether or not they are ELT compatible. Now, what does ELT compatibility mean? So Talend supports two types of jobs, ETL and ELT. ETL is where it reads data from various sources, processes it on the runtime engines and writes to the target. Well, ELT is where it condenses the job into one SQL query and pushes it to database and executes it using database resources. So this is, for obvious reasons, much faster to process. So you might want to use ELT jobs as best practices. So it gives you the option of letting you know which jobs are compatible to be converted into ELT. Moving on to mapping details, this is where it gives you the list of transformations, whether they are supported or not, what would they get converted into, and what is their complexity. Now, as you can see from the sheet, we have two simple and two medium complexity jobs. And at the end, it gives you a aggregated count for different complexity. Now, this analysis report can be used to estimate the time, the cost, and wherever and which mappings would need manual interventions for making them ready for production and so on. Now that we have seen the analyzer, let's move on to conversion. Going back to the UI, we click on convert, and now it gives you a list of which mappings are ELT compatible. Now it's up to the user to select whether these should get converted into an ETL job or an ELT job. Now for this demo, I'm going to select yes. and then click on submit. And then it shows you that, hey, all the 4 jobs have been converted into Talend. So if you go back, this was the path we gave, right? Talend code, and then we gave this DataStage conversion as the product name. And now we have an importable Talend job code. So this is Talend Studio. And as you can see, this is a code. It generates job scripts. So we import it in here. Select the root directory. So that's D drive, DataStage converter, Talend code, DataStage conversion. And then we can see that there are 4 job scripts for 4 jobs that got generated. We select all and we import them. Once these job scripts are imported, all you have to do is to do a right click, generate job, and a job would get generated here in the standard job folder. We right click here, we click on generate job, it generates the job. Same we can do for all or as many jobs as we have converted. Now, just for variety, what I'm going to show is this one. So this is where we are reading from a flat file and we are writing to a MySQL table. Now, there are some of the best practices that the conversion platform follows, like using reusable connections. Then it uses a flat file, converts it into a tmap, writes it into here, and so on. Now, similarly with M customer sales, which was an ELT compatible job, and we had selected for it to be converted into an ELT job, you can see that it has converted into an ELT job where you have ELT inputs, ELT outputs, and even the transformations at the ELT map. Now, for a job to be ELT compatible within Talend, there are certain criteria that it needs to meet, like all the sources, targets, lookups, all need to be from the same database. There should not be any unions and so on. So this was the only job that made that criteria. And that's why it got converted into an ELT job. Now, this is all conversion, right? But once you have your legacy code converted into Talend, right? The next step would be to ensure, right, that all of the conversion tools that you have, all the conversion that you have done actually matches the specification, right? So this is where the tool also comes with a few of the test jobs. So for example, in this, right, we have 3. So these are for 3 different database types. So you have some MySQL, because we have a couple of mappings which are MySQL, then we have one with Oracle target, and so on. So these test jobs we put for different databases. And what these test jobs do is that they start reading from each of the target table, and then we run the job, and then we compare and ensure that the transformation logic is working as expected. So another thing that you might have noticed when I was showing here are these 2 files. So these 2 files provide a particular list of jobs that, hey, this is the target table name, this is the job, and this is the key, let's say. So what you can do with Oracle is you just provide this file as the source, and it will automatically start running these jobs and testing them from the current data to the next data. And these jobs are reusable. These are highly parameterized jobs. All you need is to import these jobs. These don't need to be generated. All you need to do is import these jobs, use these flat files, the generated flat files, which the conversion platform generates, use these flat files as sources, and will run, and it will provide you details when you run, whether or not the output files which were compared match or not. And thus, it will help you with faster QA and help you move completely from DataStage to Talend much faster. That's it from my side, Chris. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mukund. Any questions? Great. If we have no questions, I want to thank you all for taking the time and joining today's demo. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you so much. Take care.